Ross Williams, is a great heat that we're about to witness. Ethan Ewing in the red jersey, Ezekiel Lau in blue, Vasco Ribeiro in white, and Jesse Mendes. Haleiwa Challenger at home in the Hawaiian Islands. The Hawaiians up and riding right here. Ezekiel Lau on his opening ride. Solid surfing from Ezekiel Lau. This is heat number 2 of the round of 32 for the men. Top 2 moving into the quarterfinals.
Good start here for Zeke. Board looks awesome. He rides way to corals, and that board looks really fast and loose. Sketchy floater right there, but Zeke did a good job to hang on.
Zeke Lau going into this event number 9, so he was above the cut line. We take the top 10 on the Challenger Series. And Zeke's really quick right now to get right back on board, get a backup. Little thin drift right there, loses a little bit of momentum, but makes it back up with a projection bottom turn. Again, has to really glide through that second turn. Working this wave over. More of a workman approach here, but big finish there for the exclamation point for Ezekiel Lau. If he were to paddle where he ended, I think he's fighting a lot more water, and just you want to be with that water that's sucking out to sea on your way back out.
100%, he's cruising.
Cruising right now with the beautiful technique of a big wraparound. Ethan Ewing, just always pleasing when it comes to style and technique. The young man from North Stradbroke, Australia, who's just come off his best year on the championship tour with surfing like that, and just trying to get in front and not going to be deemed complete with that final maneuver, but some beautiful surfing before that.
It is tricky when the waves are smaller. It'll hit that reef way deep on the harbor side, and it kind of can be confusing for the competitors. It forces them to either sit wide or maybe 100 yards deeper towards the harbor. And this is just a little backup score for Ethan. I don't think he really enjoyed being stuck way back there by the harbor, so he just caught a small wave, sort of to get out of there. Same thing with Zeke's 4.6. He's just repositioning. I think they're recognizing without priority, they paddle each other pretty deep, and they're getting back into position.
And the way to describe it as we watch this from the water too, Ross, Haleiwa, I think at this size, you can correct me, you got way more knowledge than I do, but I just think of it as like one of the world's biggest rip bowls. Like it's kind of one of those things you got to kind of keep on surfing waves.
All right, so you got a chance to watch all the girls go through today, and then what did you see that affected your strategy coming into your heat?
I mean, the girls were ripping the whole morning. It was tough for them, but the swell was picking up during the morning.
And he's been on tour or around tour with his stepdad for a long time, Stephen Bell, legendary coach, worked for Quicksilver for many years. So he's been sort of raised around this environment. He's been around forever.
Vasco Ribeiro had a 2-point ride during that interview. Here's another wave for the surfer out of Portugal. Powerful surfer, illustrated right there with that big finish.
That's his bread and butter right there. He's known for that lead foot. Loves to push that tail around.
Portugal's got beautiful waves, and that's why we're seeing such great surfers develop out of that country.
Deep on the peak right here for Vasco, and I like that first turn. He kind of kicked the tail out. A little variety there, and then another layback hammer right there, just a little bit. We're going to have to keep an eye on those ratings all day long and just watch the drama, watch the action. And nice set wave here. Who's in position?
It's Lito, Jesse Mendes. Caught on the heels here, and this is difficult as a goofy foot to get into the open face. He does so, jams in a turn there. Pretty impressive for him to be able to jam in a turn, and also just to get past that whitewater. Really had to fight with this wave, I guess.
And for a big guy, he's got a lot of tricks. This was not an easy wave to surf from Jesse, but he did such a good job at staying patient. He could have got a little hasty and tried to throw it up quick, but he waited. That wave almost barreled over top of him. Now it slows down, and he goes for the patent Jesse Mendes spray turns. Just really beautiful. This guy's technique is pretty much second to none. He just does everything really perfect, actually. And again, a really weird wave here at Kaipo to read, but Jesse stayed patient.
Yeah, just radical roll in, and then to get on the heels.
Insane. Wow, that was a great wave from Jesse.
Zeke Lau, big snap, just gets around that section, lines up off the bottom here, and the Hawaiian throws the tail through some just troubled waters, but no problem. Stands up tall and shows the completion.
I like that. First up, we have Zeke and a fast wave, so he's going to go for sort of a projection turn right there. Watch the layback. All the way back there, kind of kicks the board towards the channel, had to fish it back under his feet, but really good reflexes. He made it look so quick. Keep in mind, Ezekiel Lau is a pretty big dude, but he surfs really agile. In a lot of ways, he reminds me of Kolohe Andino. He likes a lot of those fin throws.
Live action, Ethan Ewing arcing through that opening turn, fades it on back, paces his bottom turn, snaps it off the top, throwing a ton of spray. Ethan Ewing.
A little over frothed. This is straight Buttertown. I mean, does it get any better than that, Kaipo? You could watch that on repeat for an hour straight. Not the edgiest finishing turn, but still smooth from Ethan.
We have keen eyes on the lineup. Vasco Ribeiro, the Portuguese surfer powerhouse. Just being patient here, looking towards the end of this wave for the oncoming section, throws everything at it, and a little bit too much. The fins release, and he goes incomplete.
Ethan's really smooth and buttery. Zeke's kind of edgy. Vasco's just a lead foot. He got a little, speaking of lead foot, he got a little too, he fell in love with this last section. There's a little mushy left coming at him, but it lays back. It doesn't come at him enough, and the board kicks free. I mean, it really was nice. And 7.7, the scale's set.
Wow. Way back there, needs to make up some ground on this wave. A lot of downtime, and just that's not going to change the situation for Ezekiel Lau. Rolling takeoff for Jesse Mendes. Winds up, snaps off the top with the vengeance. One more time, vert to the lips, stabbing it, and just the fist pump, and rightfully so. Mendes here, Ross. This is an 8-point ride.
I don't mind it. You know, it was 2 turns. So if you want to split it in half, 4 points a turn, really well executed. I mean, Jesse, again, his technique is so good.
To go into second, we'll see. Right behind him, Vasco Ribeiro, pumping off the bottom, snapping off the top, looking down the line, building up some speed, glides there with a power snap to finish. So,
and this is going to be tough to compare the two. Vasco, a really nice projection turn there, and a closeout turn, but it feels like a mediocre score, you know, mid-ranger. Jesse Mendes, though, he's going to be up next as we see Vasco. One more little water angle here, projecting down the line. A quick wave for Vasco. And a lot of scores dropping right now.
A lot of scores dropping. Does not change his situation, but the other two surfers may have with Ethan Ewing now. 4th wave of the set. Gliding through, snapping, flowing. Big spray towards the end, punching the lip, kicking out the back foot. Ethan Ewing is going to change the situation.
I'm like, yeah, that was gnarly. That was the best surfed wave of the event, hands down, in my opinion. And he took his time, too. He didn't get over frothed because this wave was kind of fast and jumping down the line, but he really cruised through it in terms of his pace. But the turns were next level. That right there, the turn of the event, in my opinion, that was just insane.
One more time from the water, Ross.
I'm excited. There we go. I love that. What was that? That was a combination of a snap and a carve through the whitewash. Second turn, projected a little more to get down to this 3rd section, which was really a payoff section. Super smooth, and he stomped on that back foot.
Haleiwa Challenger at home in the Hawaiian Islands. Jesse Mendes on the back end here. Currently in 2nd in this heat. And the Brazilian goofy foot from Guarujá with a couple of nice turns off the top. Finishes in the toilet bowl section, looking to improve upon his low of a 5.8. And this has been such an exciting heat, and it continues on very consistent. Ezekiel Lau trying to fight back into advancing position. Starts off with a nice cruisy carve off the top, looking for something exciting toward the end. In between 2 frames of mind. Heat leader here, Ethan Ewing, who's been showing excellent surfing in this heat. Gaffs a big turn, catches that outside rail, and he'll stay in the lead by way of a 9.5 in his 2-wave total. The judge is expecting a lot, and they got a lot.
Yeah, it's all about comparisons. That's the main thing.
Ribeiro uses his priority. Good looking wave here. Powers through that first turn. Jams it up back into the lip again. Huge gaff to finish off.
I will say, Ethan, I saw him warming up too like a month ago, and he's got to wax that tail pad. He falls off that tail block a lot.
Check this out. This was an 8.77 from Vasco Ribeiro.
Well rewarded too. That was a hammer right there. That layback snap in the pocket and that closeout section.
Ethan Ewing gliding through this section. Always smooth on the rail, wraps it right around. Fades the bottom turn. Beautiful rail work by Ewing. Spying down the line. Again, throws that layback. This is a guy that's been putting down some power turns and some beautiful rail work, Ethan Ewing.
And it's just ridiculous. I mean, it really does look like he's cheating. It looks like there's a motor on the back of his board. He's just going so fast, really smooth. I mean, we haven't seen a rebound in this entire event. And the guy just does a crazy cutback and nails the whitewash.
Ezekiel Lau on a medium-sized wave really needs to get busy on this one. 7.34 is the requirement. Eyeing up this inside section. Just glides through that. Glides another section. Needs something big on the end here. You can see him stomping on the tail pad, looking for the air, forcing that air right there. Goes complete. Gets a little double up and a big gaff. So got some interesting work right at the end. One more time on the inside, not giving up. Ezekiel Lau, 7.34. I'm having a hard time putting that wave together because there was a lot of downtime skipping through sections at the beginning, but he really put it together in that toilet bowl section. I got the bonus double.
Just because there's been some huge power moves on big sections out there, and that's really where the points have been awarded. But this was a cool air. You could tell he was trying to dial it in. He was reading this wave. He's got that pressure moment, and he wants to live up to it with an air move. But again, if I'm Zeke, I'm really looking for a big critical section to throw down a hammer. I think that's where the scale is set right now. They want to see a power turn.
Yeah, that's been the kind of the theme of the day, right, Rob?
Wow, what a fun heat, Kaipo. That was nuts. That was really cool.
Extremely entertaining surfing going on here. Round of 32 at the Haleiwa Challenger. There's the numbers. Ethan Ewing, Jesse Mendes on to the quarterfinal.